Check. Can you guys hear me? Awesome. How are we doing today? How was the lunch? Everyone's silent. Everyone loved it. Anyways, um, what are we doing here today? I'm Yash Deshpande. I'm a product design manager. I work at PhonePe. And you must be wondering why I'm carrying a broom, right? It's Quidditch season. Okay, that's not the reason. The reason I'm carrying a broom is because a broom is a fundamental tool of trade for designers. You see, we actually sign up to be a designer and we sign up to be a janitor at the same time. We just create and clean up messes and just accept it as though it's normal. Let me give you a simple analogy, right? Our design projects very much come alive. You care for them, you nurture them, and you watch them grow and blossom. But time and again, to speed them up, we keep feeding them, let's call it fertilizer, right? We crap all over our design projects at all times, and I'm here to talk about what the downstream effects of that are. So I'm gonna put the design project all the way there. That's a project, and we're gonna watch it grow, right? So we're gonna track that, and we're at the very early stage here, right? It's like a sapling. So we're excited, we're waiting for a research report to come in, and we're gonna start the project, and then the email comes in, right? So like, cool, let's open it and let's get started. But then this is what the report looks like. Researchers. There's a section in there called Day in Life that spans for about 7 pages, right? All I wanted to know was whether the user is going to click the CTA. But somehow I'm also finding out that he had aloo parathas for breakfast in the morning. And furthermore, when you flip through the pages, right, you see visualizations like this one. Oh my God, just like looking at this is making my head hurt. It's impressive how much data this actually manages not to convey. And now you're at the design phase, right? You've got your insights, you're all excited, you're at the design phase, and you're past your research. So here it's not so much the things that we do, but the things that we don't do or conveniently forget, right? For example, making things responsive, it's such a basic requirement, especially for the designers of the Buttersworth Wholefield company. I can assure you no one's clicking that CTA on a mobile. Right? But I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. There are so many things that we completely ignore in the design process. Like naming layers. Designers, we are completely comfortable just going by the default naming convention for layers. And now anyone who's looking within our files can have the joy of just sort of running around in circles, trying to find whatever until they visually spot it. And to those select few who actually do name layers, we start out with great intentions, but either run out of options or patience. But the true legends, these are the true legends. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've actually come across files that have finalist written within them, right? And we do this for entire design projects, like we fill this up. And we got to be careful about that because, we're almost at the design stage, like we're in the handoff stage now. So people are going to be wondering what the latest version is, and you're going to get messages like these, right? Saying, please send me the latest mockups. And like, what's the harm, right? Beats being organized all the time. You don't have to worry about any of that. Here you go. No problems. But I don't think you actually accounted for every project, every iteration, every release. That is what happens once you do that, right? And it's not like your stakeholders are going to make this any easier for you. Because they're going to message you across 5 messaging platforms, like 12 SaaS tools. Yeah, best of luck with that. And it's not like all of those messages would be the same, right? When they actually send you messages, it's going to be wrapped up in a spaghetti-like form with something like that. Good luck unpacking all of that. I don't know about you, but at this point in time, like, when all of this has happened, I get a little sad. I start losing hope. And then some project manager walks into the room and is like, bro, I got this. Bro, I got a solution. Bro, why don't we use Kanban boards? And I'm like, oh, no. I'm going to have to log into my VPN and then fill up 5 fields for every pixel I move. Yeah. But yeah, you made it. The product's ready. The handoff's done. What could possibly go wrong, right? Yeah, the product looks really good. It behaves well. Sun is shining in Bengaluru. Everything is great. But then you get an email. And you scroll past the 50 bullet points and 2 emojis to finally find out that your beautiful product is actually represented like this in the release note. And it's not just this. There's like version numbers and stuff. There are all these weird version numbers being thrown around. Like, seriously, please explain to me, or I don't really think the best of us have actually thought of what version numbers should mean or how we should actually use this convention, right? What does 2.1.3 mean? Why is this a 2.1.3 and not a 2.2.0 or a 3.0 for that matter? And after spending some time in the industry, I think this is what I've understood, right? So the first number is what you actually, what marketing is proud of and what they're going to boast about. The second number is what 4 nerds are going to be talking about in the cafeteria. And the third number is the truly, truly shameful one, like the one that you are going to be very, very skeptical about, sharing or talking about either. Just the kind of feature where your competitors are moving mountains and you're making things unreadable but boasting about how it looks like liquid. That kind of feature. And look, you made it. Congratulations. Now you have the joy of doing this all over again until you can't take it anymore, right? At which point you're going to be like, let me now create my portfolio. Best of luck. That is not happening. Good luck with all of your ill-named layers, ill-named files, all of the spaghetti mail trails. Yeah. I think I'm going to quit whining now, right? No one has the solution to any of these problems that I ranted about. But weirdly, they're all very cliche. And if I asked each and every one of you, you'll probably have a slightly different solution to each and every one of them, right? And that's the beauty of it, because AI today allows us to make niche solutions for ourselves. And I think this is what movies taught us, right? It's going to take over, it's going to come, it's going to kill Sarah Connor. But this is what the reality is actually like. Like, it's here to clean your emails and stuff like that, so far at least. So, why not transform ourselves from janitors to builders, right? My opinion may be very biased here, but I truly believe that designers stand to gain a lot more from AI than most other professions. Let's become builders who build niche solutions that can then inspire other niche solutions. As a product designer, I realized a lot of my problems actually stemmed from organization within Figma. Could be different from you, but that is what it is for me. And let me show you how I went about solving some of these problems, right? So I created a Figma plugin, and the first problem I was facing was consistent file structure. So every file sort of used to look different, right? But now if I go into the plugin and click on import Figma format, I get a consistent page structure here. Every single one of my projects is going to look exactly like this. And it's going to mimic the design process that I like, right? From journeys to information architecture to research, etc. Not only does it create pages, but it also creates a bunch of assets that I repeatedly use. I'm sure all of us do this. We just like sort of copy an old Figma file and then like idiots we go on every single page and start deleting things within. You're never going to have to do that again with this, because it'll auto-generate a cover page for you with your name and the date created. It'll also auto-apply it as a cover. That used to be really difficult in Figma plugins, by the way, but they fixed it. And then it will auto-generate an index table for you, right? So this just helps you with the entire layer naming, versioning concept. You've got your date, you've got your title, and that's a hyperlink to wherever you are in the Figma file. You've got a description and all of these tags. that help you understand, right? And the best part about all of this is no one is ever going to actually ask you for a link again because this is the one link that you share with everyone. This is the one link that goes out to all stakeholders and they automatically know what the latest version is. So no one's going to bother you for any of that anymore. And quietly, while we implemented this, what we learned was that this is slowly becoming the single source of truth for everyone within the organization. My PRDs, my TRDs, everything are logged in here, right? So now it became just as important for the designs to be fed, sorry, the PRDs to be fed into the designs as it was for the designs to be fed into the PRD. And everyone in the organization would sort of come here to know about a project, what the latest state is, or what the PRD is. And that's design currency, if you ask me. Design maintaining the single source of truth in an organization is a little unheard of. But if we manage our artifacts well, it does really well. But I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, I mean, we've heard all of this before, like indexes are not new. I know. The thing is, maintaining them is a huge pain, right? So I solved that problem separately. If you go within the plugin and create some screens, right? The idea is to be able to put these indexes in without too much friction. So you can select something on the canvas and go on the plugin, enter your title and your description. If you click on add link, it's automatically going to add an entry for you in the index table. And that's great because now indexing everything is awesome. Most of the metadata there is auto-generated, like the date and everything, so you never even have to maintain a work log. All you have to do is just tell it you're done with your work. Another interesting, I mean, this only solves for like the file level navigation bit, right? What about the layers? So there's a section standardization format that I came up with for all of this. All of the features will go in peach, all of the journeys will go in white, and all the validations will go in red. And this also is auto-generated for you within the plugin. So you can just get to using it. Also, I forgot to mention something. There's a naming convention for pages, so you don't have to worry about that either. So now if you want to find something on a page, you don't have to like aimlessly scroll around here and there. If you're looking for an error state, just go zoom into the red. It's that simple. And the last artifact I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites because it solves for a lot of problems together, right? It auto-generates a presentation format for you. So this is basically, it takes 5 minutes for you to fill up. Like you fill in your business problem and you, I mean, I think this image is a little cut off, but you can fill in your screens and just paste your screens in directly over here. What this does is, it takes 5 minutes to fill in, but it acts as a great release note. It acts as a great refresher for your portfolio because you don't have to worry, like all of the stuff that you want to write in your portfolio is already here. And honestly, if you're lazy, just use this as the portfolio, right? And the third thing it does really well is create design documentation. So here are the key takeaways from my talk, right? Firstly, don't fill your design artifacts with shit. They're design currency, they're invaluable. People, it's very important for us to maintain like one single source of truth somewhere, and as of today, I don't think anyone does a good job of it. So you can be that guy, right? Don't be a builder, don't be a janitor, be a builder instead. I think, even if your solutions seem worthless to others, just build it for yourself. I think it's a great way of upskilling. Build for one, and then see if it scales. I think I also want to sort of make sure that you take something back home. So I want to tell you how to get started with this. The steps are very simple, right? Download VS Code, pay for one of the, or don't even pay, like just go for Claude or any other subscription like that. Integrate that within VS Code. You'll find brilliant YouTube tutorials to do that. And start prompting. It will actually auto-generate the entire environment for you. And if you see any error codes, just paste those error codes back into Claude, and it'll tell you what to do to solve them. And the third and most important key takeaway, if you want the plugin, just let me know. There's my LinkedIn profile right there. If you don't like the plugin, great. That's kind of the point of all of this. I'm more than happy to help you build something that works for you. So that's my time. Thank you so much.